Okay, we haven't got that many people today. I'll get started anyway. So, um, we're going over perfect cadences again today because, like, looking at the homework, I'm pretty sure everyone had quite a bit of trouble. So, um, can anyone tell me like some of the rules for like writing perfect cadences? Like, firstly, what kind of rules can you recall?
That there has to be at least two on the base I think the base stave and two on the treble clef stave.
Yep. So that's for 4-part writing. Anything else? No. No.
Like it can't be too low because like it has to be sung.
Yep. So that's again for 4-part writing. But like, what is it for cadences? What are the specific rules for the perfect cadence? Firstly, it's characterized by chord 5 to chord 1, dominant to tonic triad, and then share my screen. Wait a second. Okay. So, dominant triad to tonic triad, 5-1 in the soprano, or preferably in the soprano, leading note to tonic. In one of the voices, there's a similar note. In another voices, it's supertonic to mediant. And you want to make sure the voices flow smoothly and no consecutive octaves or octaves following each other in the same. But that can be avoided if you just make sure that the voices are flowing smoothly. So we do remember that a perfect cadence is for the end of a phrase. It's kind of ending cadence that you might hear. Okay. I kind of understand where some of you might have like messed up just by looking at the homework. It was you didn't understand that the voices firstly had to flow smoothly, and therefore a lot of you found consecutives. So what I recommend as flowing smoothly is none of the voices should be jumping more than a fourth or a third. So if the soprano wasn't here, but it was like here, then that would be too big of a jump. So, yeah, dominant triad to tonic triad, and you want to like place the notes. So, as I said, they flow smooth. That is of the utmost importance because if you don't make them flow smoothly, there's going to be consecutives. Did anyone like have any like specific queries about perfect cadences with the leading note to tonic pattern? Because there was also the supertonic to tonic pattern, which I talked about last lesson, but none of you really understood. So I thought I'd just move it to this lesson. Let's have some practice writing some again. So, okay, let's do one in D major. Okay, so actually, I'll get you guys each your own workspace, I guess. So, let's see how should I do this. Okay, so I'll give you your base notes, and I want you to write a perfect cadence in. Ignore the stems because the stems are being annoying. Yeah, I want to write a perfect cadence in D major. This is just like another mini placement test, just to see where you are at with cadences. So let's see. I'm gonna dedicate each slot. This is from, oh my god, the writing's big. Okay, so the first one's for Mia. Second one for Justin. So I think you guys can just draw straight on the screen. Emma. Okay. So you guys can draw straight on the screen. I want you guys to write me your own perfect cadence. I'll zoom in a bit more just so like we could. Oh. No. All right.
So are we like writing the top two parts?
Top three, yes. Top three. So the tenor, the alto, and the soprano. So make sure you have your supertonic to tonic in the soprano. One of the voices stays still, another of the voices rises.
So is the one that's lower like the tonic or the dominant note?
So if you think about it, the dominant triad of D major is A, C, E, A, right? And the tonic triad of D major is D, F, A, D. So those are your four notes.
Okay.
Louis.
Yeah.
Is me and Justin just like writing our separate thing? Cause
Yeah,
like
you all have a separate cell. You all have a separate cell. So Mia, your cell's the first
because this kind of looks like it's like never mind.
Justin, remember, I want you to preferably put your tonic, tonic semitonic pattern.
Can you get rid of the arrows, please?
Yep, sorry.
Thank you.
Justin, the stems are the wrong way. And also, it's best if the leading note to tonic pattern is in the soprano. So D to C in the dun dun in the soprano. After this, I'll choose the one that sounds the best from all of you, and I'll play it. So Emma, the tenor and the alto, it's too far apart. So remember, the basic 4-part writing rules still apply. The stem should be the right way, and you can't have more than an octave between voices.
I'm not 100% sure with mine.
Okay. So with the dominant triad of D major, A, C, E, A. So what is the leading note of D major? What is the 7th scale degree?
C.
Yeah. So put that in the soprano.
That is here.
The C should be in the soprano.
Hold on. Like here, there's a little rest in front of it, so.
Yeah, just right over that.
Clearly,
because
right?
I like the music, this program.
And then that was there. Hold on.
I'll just give you a quick fix there, Justin. Because remember, the notes you should have are A, C, E, A. For the dominant, it's very useful to write down like what core notes you should have. Is anyone else confused? The stem should be going that way. Okay, so for Phoebe and Emma, unfortunately, I forgot to mention this. So you have overlapping voices because the tenor is lower than the bass. So you should probably put the tenor up here. Or put the tenor up here since C is the leading note and you want the leading note to tonic, like in the soprano. Emma, does that make sense?
Louis,
Yes, Mia.
you might want to like turn like this stem the other way around.
Yeah, I don't. Wait,
I think you
let me-
figured it out last time somehow.
Yeah, let me just try that. There we go.
Yeah, nice. Hold on, let me mute myself.
Right, there we go. The stems are the right way now. Gracie, that is very good. The only very small problem with that is that the leading note to soprano, leading note to tonic is in the alto, which is a little less convincing than if it were to be in the soprano. So I'll share my sound and play Gracie's, everyone. So everyone stop working and listen to Gracie's. So ignore the stems, please. Ignore the stems, ignore the stems. Yeah, I'll play Gracie's right now. That is a valid perfect cadence. Okay, and now, I'll play it again, actually. Okay, and now, Gracie, I'm gonna make one small adjustment to that, moving the leading note to tonic up to the soprano. And now I want you to hear how it sounds like. What's the difference? Oops.
You kind of moved the screen.
Yep, I moved it back.
The bass is more clearer.
Pardon?
The bass is more clearer.
That's one thing, but I want more to draw your attention to when the leading note to tonic is in the soprano, it has a dun, dun. That's a very solid ending. Dun, dun. Let's listen to it again. Did you guys hear that? Gracie, I'll have you listen again to your original one, which was like that. Did you hear that? And now, the altered one, by moving the leading note to tonic to the soprano, looks like this. Sounds like this. Better?
Louis, can you check
Yes.
mine?
You just copied the one first.
No, I didn't.
That's pretty good actually.
Yes, you check mine.
So Justin is.
Is it better now?
Yep. Put the stems the right way, please.
I'm ticking everyone's that is good. By the way.
Except Justin has to put his stems the right
Yeah,
way.
I know. I'm just putting it in, so I don't have to put it in, I guess.
No. Yeah. 那个谁，那位女的来了，来了，你们问他们哦，我给截给你，哦，对，我们那两个人，咱俩。Okay, everyone basically copied Gracie's. Yep, Emma and Phoebe, they're both correct. So, I'm going to clear. I'll take a screenshot of it actually, if you want to. Just, yeah. I've taken a screenshot and I'll post it in the chat if you want to admire your work. So everyone was pretty good just then. Let's try okay. Let's try a perfect cadence in A major this time. Actually, no, not A major. B flat major. Okay, let me just flip the stem the right way around. So this is your template for the perfect cadence in B flat major. As you can see, the basements are ready for you, and yeah. Okay, there's one thing I want to classify. I might have done this already before, but it doesn't seem like you guys are getting the hang of it. What is the difference between the tonic, the root, and the bass? So essentially, if you had, for example, F major, the tonic is the first note of your scale. So no matter no matter whether you're writing the dominant, the tonic, or the subdominant triad in F major, the tonic will always remain the same. It's always F because you are in F major. You're not changing key. And the root is the bottom note of your chord. So obviously, if you're writing the tonic triad, the tonic and the root would be the same since you were both, you're starting on the tonic. But if you're writing, say, the dominant triad of G major, the tonic is G because it's G major, but the root is D because you're taking the dominant of G major, which is D, to build your triad. And the bass, so the bass refers to the voice. So, the very bottom voice is called the bass, and the root of the chord is always in the bass. Does that make sense now? Right. Okay. So here's a template for a perfect cadence in B flat major. I'll assign the template. First one for Mia. Justin. Emma. B and Gracie. So, and I should have mentioned that chord, like what do you call it? So chord markings, they're always in Roman numerals. I'm sure all of you have learnt Roman numerals, right? Right. Okay. Gracie, is a little bit troublesome that you're designed to put the B in the tenor, because remember that if you want, you should probably save the leading note to tonic for the soprano. So think about it. What is the leading note of B flat major? It's A, right? So you want to make sure you have A to B flat in the soprano. It's that easy. Phoebe, good job marking out your chord notes. Gracie, that E in the that F in the tenor. No, wait, no, it's fine. But it's a little risky since those two are the same note. But like, if you do run into such a situation, you can simply do this, which basically means the tenor is singing the F as well. So that's your suggestion. It's kind of like a little cheat code, but like, if you do that too much, it's technically classified as consecutive octaves because like technically unison is also like kind of.
I think I put one of my stems the wrong way.
Yep, you did. I'll rub it out for you. Goes that way. And I think those notes are wrong. Yeah, I think those notes are wrong. So Justin, there's a consecutive fifth here. Oh, no, sorry. So there's a consecutive fifth here. B flat to F is a fifth. F to C is a fifth. And they're both going down in the same voice in the same direction, which constitutes a consecutive fifth. My advice is to, this is jumping too much. Make it so that's not jumping around so much. See, that's a fifth of a leap. It's too much. Gracie, you don't need an A sharp there. We're not writing a B flat minor, we're writing B flat major. Hey, Gracie, that's good. Phoebe, your tenor here, it's lower than your bass. See? That the F in the bass, that's higher than your tenor in the next. And also it's too big of a leap. So remember, so look at this. So the leading note of B flat major is A, right? So for a very convincing perfect cadence, you want the leading note A to the tonic B flat in the soprano, like I just did for Mia's. So Justin, that's still too big of a leap for and Emma, unfortunately, you've got consecutive fifths here and here. So don't make the voice jump around so much. Okay, I've said it more, and I'll say it again. So the leading note of your scale should be in the soprano. So in this case, for B flat major, the leading note is A. So you chuck that in the soprano, and then you make it rise to the tonic in the soprano. So that means in your soprano it should be A to B flat.
You kind of drew something in my thing.
I drew an arrow and an A. So I rubbed out the arrow and now I just...
Who drew that circle in the middle of mine?
That's an A for you.
Why?
I was just demonstrating on yours. So leading note to tonic.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. A to B flat, leading note to tonic. Phoebe, your leading note to tonic, A to B flat. So of course this only applies in B flat major, okay? If we were doing it in a C major, you want to make sure that the leading note of C major, which is anyone? B, is in the soprano and it leads up to C, the tonic. Still unclear?
Lewis, is this all right?
Sorry. Okay, so wait a second. This is too big of a leap, and it's because you're missing an F in there. You've accidentally doubled no. So you've doubled no, you doubled A and you left out an F. And you also doubled F and left out a D. So for reference, the chord notes are FACF and BDFB. B flat, DF, B flat.
Lewis, can I still write A here?
No, because you've already used A in the soprano.
Oh.
So basically, it's kind of like
Can
a
you
checklist.
check mine?
You kind of like you should probably put like a checklist of notes down here. FACF, cross out the F in the bass, cross out the A in the soprano, and now you've got C and F to put in the tenor and alto.
Can you check mine?
Mia, where's your tenor? And also that's too big of a jump. Where's the tenor?
Can you get rid of that line now?
Can I put C under F or can I not do that?
So are you trying to say that you want to put C
The bass.
here?
Yeah.
No, unfortunately you can't, because like then the C and the tenor would be lower than the bass and you can't overlap voices. And also you have to put your root of your dominant triad. So you know, F in the bass. So Emma, that is perfectly fine, except that you put your leading note tectonic in the alto, but I'm fine with that. Actually, wait, no, I'm not fine with that because you've got more than an octave leap between the alto and the tenor. Emma, you're stepping the wrong way. And also, Rebecca's last speech, sorry.
Lewis, can you check mine again?
Yep. Where'd the G come from?
Oh. So
Okay. So create your checklist. FACF, the dominant triad. B, D, F, B, or to be more precise, B flat, D, F, B flat. For the tonic triad, just go along and cross them out as you write it. Yeah.
So is it good now?
It is not quite, because Here again, where's your leading note? The leading note in the soprano. And Phoebe, that is you're missing another F for your dominant triad. I mean, that's perfectly fine. Good job. Okay. I'll play Gracie's for you guys to listen.
Well, it's good now, or still I still need to change it?
You still need to change it because firstly, where'd you get the E from?
You said it was the leading note.
No, the leading note is A. So you have to figure out so the leading note for B flat major is A. It's in contrast, no, it's in a similarity to the scale, not the chord. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Okay. So what you want, so if you think about it, the dominant triad of any key uses the scale degrees 5, 7, and 2, right? Or 5, 7, and 9. The dominant, the leading note, and the supertonic. What I want is for the leading note to lead on to the tonic. Make sense now? So the tonic in the tonic triad, chord 1. Everyone just copied Gracie's, didn't they?
I didn't.
Okay then. Since Gracie was the first one ready and she's been waiting for like ages, I'm gonna play hers. Perfect. Perfectly perfect cadence. That was not a pun. Oops. Okay. I'll screenshot this as well so you guys can see your beautiful work. And delete. So, I hope we have all gotten a hang of perfect cadences with the leading note to tonic pattern in the soprano. And now I want to go back to something that I touched on in our last lesson, which is when you have a supertonic to tonic pattern in the soprano. So what you want, where is it? Where is it? Right. So you have to triple the root in chord in the tonic triad when there is a when there is a supertonic to tonic pattern in the soprano. What you essentially want is, if you look at these examples, okay, let's analyze these examples. Okay, that's a little too close for comfort. Right, there we go, that's better. So supertonic to tonic. As you can see, the tonic C in C major appears 1, 2, 3 times, and we basically omitted we just deleted one of the notes. So which note do we delete? We deleted G and we kept E. Why? Just because it's the rule, and also because the E is the defining trait of a major tonic triad. So if Justin, Phoebe, and Gracie, you would have remembered in grade 2 when I had you listen to the difference between a tonic major triad and a tonic minor triad, and you would have observed that the only difference was the third, right? So that's why you have to keep the third in the tonic triad, because the third is what defines your tonic triad as major or minor. Does that make sense? Okay, so omit the fifth, keep the third, and triple the root. Triple the tonic, that is. So you have a tonic in the bass, a tonic in the soprano, and you also you still need the leading note to tonic. Preferably put it in the alto. I know this put in the soprano, but I want you to preferably put it in the alto, right? Make sense? Okay. So triple the root, leave the third, make sure there's still that leading note to tonic, preferably in the alto, and yeah. So anyone want to try their own? This is on question 6 on page 36 in the textbook. So can you complete question 6, please? Go. This is question 6 in the textbook, page 36. Mia, do you have the textbook?
Yes.
Okay. So it's on page 36, question 6. I have a feeling Gracie did that at home. Yes, you did. Thought so. Perfect. Gracie, perfect. Remember that this rule of tripling the tonic only applies either when you have no other choice, or when when there's a supertonic to tonic in the soprano. Justin, that is there's a really big jump in So for the fourth exercise, there's a really big jump in the tenor. See if you can fix that. It's due to a fault because you aren't tripling the tonic. Mia, you have consecutives. All right. Justin, there's an extra C in the dominant triad. So remember, the rule of leading note to tonic, it still applies even when you have like the supertonic to tonic in the soprano. It's just that you have to place the the leading note to tonic pattern somewhere else. Emma, unfortunately, you omitted the wrong note. So remember, you omit the fifth, you keep the third. You can't omit the third because that's the defining difference between major and minor tonic triads. Probably just some wrong notes there, Justin, but that looks correct. Phoebe, can't see that properly. Could you bring that a bit closer? All right. Okay. So unfortunately, Phoebe, you don't triple the root for the dominant triad. You triple the root for the tonic triad. So that means you still need to have that leading note to tonic for even when you have that supertonic to tonic in the soprano. Of course, you have to place it somewhere else. But yeah, the dominant triad still retains all its notes. Mia, turn off your background, please. I can't see that. Could you bring that closer? Wait a second. So, right. Where is, firstly, some of the core notes are actually wrong. So could you check those? Okay, so for your second worked example, the outer was out of range. So refresh yourself on the working range of the outer. It's from G3 to C5.
The alto is in the triple clef, right?
Yep. So the outer, yeah. The outer is the lowest voice in the treble clef. So refresh yourself on the range of the outer. It's from G3 to C5. Emma, wait a second, I'll get to you. All right, perfect. Good job, Emma.
Wait, but is it still a D?
No, so you mean for the outer? The outer can't be a D because that's out of its working range.
Mm-hmm.
So the highest an outer could sing.
Well, like even in like, oh, never mind.
Yep. So the highest an outer could sing, its working range is C5. So you can't go beyond that. Most of the core notes are still incorrect. Mia, could you just check that actually you've actually got like the notes for each for the triad correct? Everyone else, I think everyone else is finished. Actually, Mia, wait, is everyone else finished? Yeah. So Mia, since you're lagging a bit behind there, can I ask you to complete the rest for homework? Because in the last 7 minutes, I want to show everyone else something.
Sure.
Okay, thank you. So I want to demonstrate some what not to do's. So basically 2 don'ts. Okay. So let's get my, okay, I'm going to be writing all my perfect cadences in C major for the time being. G, what to don'ts? To don't have something like this. So wait, no, not like that. So you can't have something like that when the tenor is lower than the bass. So I'll leave some space for like corrections here if anyone's like, okay. And what not to do again. Okay. So this is a couple of like what you shouldn't do. Can anyone help me point them out? There's a couple of like really terrible things wrong with this cadence. Does anyone want to have a go?
We can't see your screen.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay. So this one here. This one here. But there's a couple of things that is like terribly wrong with this cadence. Can anyone tell me what?
It's missing a note.
Well, yes, the tonics, firstly, it's missing a note. And actually, just to make it more blatantly clear,
I think the gaps are too big between the G and C and the
yes,
both
it
G and
is.
C.
That's another problem. Just for kicks, I'll move the down here so I can. Okay. So So like someone like me just took this as an extreme circumstance and tripled the tonic. Probably best not to do that unless the circumstance is really extreme. So ignore the stems problem for now. What else is like seriously wrong with this?
The soprano is not in the same voice.
Pardon?
The soprano is a little bit jumpy.
Yep. That's right, which led to, can anyone point out the problem with like what happened? Look here. Here's a problem that many of you have been making.
Like like I'm pretty sure.
It's called consecutive fifths, consecutive octaves. So there's a G to C in the bass, and G to G is an octave, and so is C to C. And since they're in the same voice, they're moving in the same direction, that is a consecutive octave. And you absolutely cannot do that. So another to don't is, let's see. Okay, what's wrong with this?
I think like the gap between the sopranos are too big.
Definitely. Oh, yep. So, Phoebe, just for your information, you can have a big jump between the two bass notes since they have to sing the root of each chord. So, a big-ish jump between the bass. In the bass is all right. But any other voices can't jump. You might have realized already that the bass actually has quite a few exceptions to it. So
the alto has a big jump too.
Yep, the soprano has a big jump, which has led to a consecutive fifth. So G to D is a perfect fifth, and C to G is a perfect fifth. They're present in the same voice, going the same direction, and that's a consecutive fifth. So, what are the two don'ts? Okay. I don't think there is anything else actually. So, I'm going to so we know about those mistakes. So in here, the mistake was that the bass was not singing the correct note, and also that the tenor was below the bass. So here is like some, yeah, actually, so the issue, okay, wait a second. Okay, I'll just make them all come back quickly. Okay, so here are the wrong examples, okay? And on your own, I'll take a screenshot of this, and I want you to go. Part of your homework will be to go home and make these wrong examples right. Okay. So, here are like the wrong examples. Your homework is to part of your. I'll screenshot this. Part of your homework is to go home and make this these wrong examples right. So, okay, that's time. And just for kicks, I'm going to show you one of my own 4-part writing stuff that I've been currently doing, just for kicks. I'm going to turn off my virtual background. So, let's find a good one. Okay. So here's, you get into a lot more 4-part writing later on in theory. So it's best to get a good grip of it now. And then like, so I think you'd start like working with longer phrases of music at the very end of grade 4 theory. And then you start doing some more extension work with like extending your 4-part harmony or making it just like sound nicer with different like notes, or altering the rhythm, or using different time signatures, or altering the melody tonally. So that's just a little glimpse to look ahead. Good class, everyone. See you next week.
Bye.